For so many entrepreneurs, their business feels a lot more like a high-stress job than some kind of wealth-building machine. So how do you make that switch? Well, that's what we're going to dive into right now. The critical steps to turn your business from that daily grind into a sellable asset that actually works for you.
So, let's just start with the single most important question you can ask yourself. And it's right here. Is your business a job or is it an asset? Seriously, how you answer this one question is going to define pretty much everything. The future of your company, your own personal freedom, and at the end of the day, your financial success. The reality is, most business owners find themselves in something called the owner's trap. This is where the business is built in a way that it just can't function without you, the owner, being there hands-on all the time. And it's a trap because, yeah, you might be making money, but you haven't built any real, transferable equity.
And look, this really gets to the heart of the issue. Most local businesses are designed, usually not on purpose, to be jobs. If you're the one who has to be there every single day, putting out fires, making every little decision just to keep the lights on, let's be real, you haven't built a company. You've built yourself a very demanding job.
So why do so many businesses never actually sell? Well, it all boils down to one word: risk. A potential buyer looks at a business that's owner-dependent, with no documented systems, messy financials, and they just see chaos. All the important knowledge is stuck inside the owner's head. Basically, if you walk away, the whole thing just crumbles.
And this quote just nails the mindset shift you have to make. A buyer is not interested in buying your 80-hour work week. They don't want to buy your personal charm with clients or that unique way only you have of doing things. They want to buy a predictable, transferable machine. They want to buy your systems.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem, right? The trap. Now, how the heck do you get out of it? The solution really requires a huge strategic shift. You've got to stop thinking like an employee in your own company and start engineering it like an asset. This changes everything about how you operate.
So what are we really talking about when we say a sellable asset? Well, it's a business that's specifically designed from the ground up to be transferable to a new owner. It's built to be scalable, meaning it can grow without falling apart. And, most importantly, its value is totally independent of any one person, and that includes you. That's where the real equity is built.
And this is the payoff. This is why it matters so much. The goal isn't just to make a profit month to month. The real goal is to build a company that grows in value over time, produces real equity that you own, and can eventually be sold for a huge multiple, all because a buyer sees it as a stable, low-risk investment, not a gamble.
All right, so the journey from a job to an asset really breaks down into 4 fundamental transformations. You can think of these as the before and after pictures for your business. Let's take a look at what we're aiming for.
First up, you have to transform your business from being completely dependent on you, the operator, to being driven by systems. This is all about moving from chaos to consistency, where you have documented processes that allow anyone on your team to get the right result every single time.
Second, you've got to go from being practically invisible online to being easily discoverable and widely trusted. A business with a strong, well-known brand and a predictable flow of new leads coming in the door. That's an asset with a moat around it, protecting it from the competition.
Third is this huge shift from running on gut feel to running on real data. A true asset doesn't rely on guesswork. It has clean financials and clear key performance indicators, or KPIs. These are like the vital signs that prove to a buyer that the business is healthy and predictable.
And of course, all of this leads to that final, crucial transformation. Your business stops being a high-maintenance hobby and becomes a professionally prepared, sellable asset. It becomes an attractive, de-risked investment that a buyer can confidently step into. So those are the 4 big transformations. But the question is, how do you actually achieve them? Well, that's where the 7 forces of value come into play. Think of these as the specific levers you can pull to make each of those transformations a reality.
These 7 forces, they cover everything from your foundational stability, things like revenue and systems, all the way to your growth engines and how you package the whole thing up for an eventual sale. Let's break down what each of these means real quick. The first 3 are your foundation. You got to have these in place. Revenue stability is about getting rid of those crazy financial ups and downs and creating predictable income. Systemization is all about getting the business out of your head and into documented processes. And brand authority is about building a name that's so trusted, it starts attracting customers all by itself. The rest of these forces are all about growth and getting ready to exit.
They create a proven machine for getting new customers. They give you that clean financial proof a buyer needs to see. And, this is a huge one, they prove the business can thrive without you. And that final piece, exit packaging, is just about presenting all this incredible value in the most professional way possible.
Now, to really tie all of this together, let's look at it from the most important perspective there is, the buyers. Because understanding what they really want is the ultimate key to unlocking your business's true value. So I want you to ask yourself honestly, looking at your business right now, what does a buyer really want to see? What's going to give them the confidence to write a very, very large check for what you've built?
Well, here it is. This is the buyer's checklist. They're looking for predictable revenue and automated operations. That's forces 1 and 2. They want to see a strong brand and a proven way to get customers. That's forces 3 and 4. They absolutely demand clean financials. That's force 5. And maybe above all else, they need to see that the business can run without you, which is force 6. You can see how every single one of these forces is designed to de-risk the investment for them.
But here's the most powerful idea in all of this. If you take away just one thing, let it be this. The process of making your business sellable doesn't just benefit some future buyer. It benefits you, right now, today. A business with systems, predictable cash flow, and a great team is less stressful, it's more profitable, and it gives you more freedom. It's about building a business that's truly worth keeping.
So we'll leave you with that one critical question to think about. Without you in the picture, what is your business truly worth? The answer to that is the key to building not just a company, but a real, lasting asset.